Hey fellow beaders, so I have the bracelet to match the lantern earrings tutorial I posted a few days earlier. So I made the bracelet to match and I show you how to do it. It's actually a really simple design and lots of fun. It'll make up really quickly. This bracelet is about 5.5, just under 5.5 inches, 5.25 actually to be more accurate. So, and it's 6 units. So to make one unit, it's about a little over half an inch to kind of give you an idea. So one of these little units is half an inch or so, a little bit more. And so you'll probably need 9, if you need a 7-inch bracelet, you'll probably need probably not 14, but at least 10 maybe of these. Because here, like I said, 5.25. And then just depends on the clasp. But you probably could add 1, 2, 3, or 4, and this is 6. You'll need another 10 units or so, if that makes sense. Anyway, each unit is 6 pearls, and then there's the connector, so that's 2 units for that, or 2 pearls for that. So obviously 8 total, I would say, per unit. And then of course you'll need your 8mm beads. So you'll probably need at least 10 of those, or at least 10 to 12 of those, depending on the length you need. And so, let's say you make, you probably need 80 pearls if you're going to make or 64. Where did I get 80 from? If you make an 8-inch bracelet and it's 8, if you make, or 10 units, so, okay, I'm clearly not able to do math, so. So let's say you make 10 units and this is 8 pearls is what you need. You'll need 80 pearls. That's where I'm getting the math from. And 10 units for a 7-inch bracelet is where I figured that out. Anyway, give or take, so you kind of have an idea of what you need. And then of course I'm using 11-odd seed beads, and these are Toho number 1071. I will have the colors and everything listed in the description box below, so please check that, so you have the information right away. I used Wildfire Thread, 0.006, and a size 10 beading needle. And of course a clasp. I used a simple lobster claw clasp. You can do whatever you need. And that's it. I hope you enjoy this. Alright, so to begin, what you're going to do is pick up 6 pearls and 6 of your 11-odd beads. You're going to bring them down towards the end of your thread and then go ahead and tie a square knot to make a circle. So once you have your circle, what you want to do is take your knot into the pearl to hide it away, and then move over a couple more beads. So and I want to come out of an 11. So there's my 11 knot, and I'm going to come out of that bead. And so now I'm going to pick up my 8mm bead, bring that down and place it in the center of the ring, and I'm going to pay attention to the direction that the thread is going. So the thread's going from left to right from this 11. So on the opposite side, I'm going to go from right to left. So this 11 here is directly opposite the one on the other side. So if you take a look, it is directly opposite. Then I'm going to go through this 8mm and then back through my 11 over here to complete basically my circle with these 3 beads. And this is what you're going to get. Some of that thread's showing right now, but it won't once we start the next part. So the next part, you're going to go through the 11, sorry, not the 11, the 8mm, and you're going to pick up 8 beads. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's my 8 11/aughts. And now I'm going to go back through the 8mm one more time, and it's going to make a loop around the 8mm bead, and then I'm going to make a second loop on the other side. And again, you want to pick up 8 11/aught beads. And 8. So those are my 8. I'm going to bring them down. And I'm going to go through the 8mm. Pull my tail over here away. So you have these 2 beads. Now what you want to do is connect the 2 loops together. So you have these 2 loops is what I was trying to say earlier. So you want to connect these 2 loops together. So go up through the loop and come out of the last bead and the loop on this side. You're going to pick up a bead, an 11, and you're going to go through into this next loop over here. And so I'm just going through a few beads at a time. I'm going to pick up another 11 and go through this loop once more. So now what I want to do is I want to connect over into this 11 here. So I'm going to continue until I get to the next, go through the next 2. And then I'm going to go into this 11 and then through the pearl. So this right here 11 is the 11 that's connecting the 2 loops together. I don't want to go through that one. I'm coming out of an 11 that's connected to the 8mm bead. It doesn't, so this is the reason to do it that way, so the beads will stay exactly in position. It's not going to shift this loop around. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is go through another 11 in a pearl. And I'm going to pick up 5 of my 11s and go around the pearl. So there's 5. And I'm going to go back around this pearl. Like so. I'm just going to turn the work so you're kind of looking at the back here. Go up into the middle bead. And now I'm going to pick up 4 of my 11s and I'm going to go back around. And this is what I'm going to get. So I made the loop of here and then I went up into one of the 11s in this loop here. Now I'm going to add a bead between each of the 11s. So I'm going to pick up an 11 and I'm going to go into this next 11 and then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pick up an 11, go into the next 11 and again pick up an 11, go into the next 2 11s actually now that I'm back around. Oops, I dropped the 11. Alright, so I'm having trouble getting into that second 11. That's okay. I went through one. Now I'll go through this one. It just wasn't liking my angle. Alright, so now this is the loop for our clasp. So I'm just going to go down these 2 11s and through the pearl. You can reinforce this once more if you like. I'm not going to worry about that at this point. I've gone through it twice, so it should be okay. Now what you want to do is basically come out of the pearl that's right here. So you want to be directly opposite of the pearl where the loop is on. So just go through the next few 11s and pearls. And there we are. So now we're going to build the next unit in the pearl. So the next part, you're going to pick up an 11, a pearl. Yep, I'm having trouble there. Another 11, another pearl, another 11, and another pearl, and one more 11. So you want to pick up a total of 4 11s and 3 pearls. And you're going to go back around. So this is the back view. You're going to go back around that pearl. And this is what you're going to get. And then make your way up until you get to the pearl that's furthest away. Sort of. So you want to come out of this pearl here, basically, is what you want. And here's where we're at. So now what you're going to do is pick up an 11, and you're going to make the ring like we just did for this first unit. So now it's time to make the second ring. And so you're going to need a pearl, 11, pearl. It'll be a total of 5 pearls and 6 11s. So far I've got 4 and 3. Oh, I needed a pearl there. And my pearl here, and one last 11. So this is what you have, and all you're going to do is go back, make sure that the circle is tight. So I would even, if you want, go ahead and reinforce that circle one more time. And then go back through this pearl here. And there's our second ring. And now what I would do is go through the next 11 and pearl, and then one more 11. And you can now go ahead and start picking up your 8. And this 8, so you want to note the direction of the bead, direction of the thread rather, not the bead. So the thread coming out of that 11 is going from left to right. So you want to make sure that the thread goes from right to left on the seed bead that's directly opposite the other 11. And make sure nothing, so this has gotten loose, my circle. So you want to go ahead and tighten all that up. And then go through that 8mm once more. So we're basically repeating what we just did earlier when we made the first unit. And then I'm going to go through my 11 over here again. So now that I've completed this loop, and I'm going to go through the 8mm, and now I can pick up my 8 seed beads. That's 5, 6, 7, and 8. go through that 8mm to make that loop. And then I'm going to turn it over on this side, and I'm going to make a second loop of 8 seed beads. So pick up 8 again. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, got one too many. And again, go through that 8mm. So now you want to connect these 2 loops together so there's no gaps here, and so just go through all of the beads like we did before in this loop, and then I'm going to add a seed bead. There. Pick up 1 seed bead, and now I'm going to go up this loop again, and oh, I still have 1 more bead to get through, and then I can connect it, add a seed bead. Alright, so I just need to add a seed bead to fill in this gap over here. So pick up your seed bead, 11, and go up the loop once more. And now see how nice and tight that is? There's no thread showing, everything's kind of covered up. And we are good. So now I'm going to look over here, and again, I don't want to come out of this seed bead here because that's connecting the 2 loops together. I want to come out of this one and then go down into this one. And again, the reason for that is this keeps everything sort of in its place and it won't shift my loops. And I'm going to continue through, if I can, into the pearl. Okay, I'm not gonna, there. So into the 11 and then through the pearl. And what I want to do is continue through another 11 and then come out of this pearl here. So I've made my 2 units, and all you have to do now is make the next portion, which is this connection point. And all you're going to do is pick up 3 of the pearls and 4 11s and go around this pearl, and then you make your circle again. So you just want to go back and you're just repeating the steps over and over again. And then on your last unit that you make sure you make this loop so that you have so you can put your clasp on the other side. And that's it. That is the technique for finishing this bracelet. So I will finish up and then show you the completed piece. And here is the completed bracelet. It's all finished. I've got the clasp on. I just used a simple lobster claw clasp, but you can use whatever you like. And so this is the lantern bracelet. There's also a video for the lantern earrings. I use slightly different colors, but so you can create a set. And you should be able to create a necklace too if you want. There's enough drape here that you might be able to go ahead and do a necklace too. So you probably just have to make this a little bit longer. Anyway, I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.